Yo, I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible, but I'm not going to make any promises. I'm just going to throw out some clues that have been hidden right in plain sight for quite some time, and they're probably really overlooked. And there will be reading. Genesis 1:28. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over everything that moves upon the earth. Now, some people take that a little step further and rule over men, but we're not getting into that right now. We're getting into replenish. Now, it's my understanding that was given to me in this English language that I speak, that anytime you have re in front of a word, it means again. God wipes out the world with a flood, and it's up to Noah and his family to replenish the earth. Think about it. What is the topic I'm even talking about here? It's kind of like this. People think it impossible to even understand God. I can't tell you, oh, I understand God, I understand everything about Him. But I can tell you this, if you do not even understand yourself, your makeup, your being, you're never ever even going to come close to even beginning of understanding of God. So, all the clues to understanding who you are in the book. You can find it. And that's what today's going to be about. I'm going to share a little insight that can point you in the direction of the impossibility of the things that you are, the things that people would never believe. However, they're right in front of us. Genesis 32:24-28 is a good example of something extremely overlooked by individuals today, and that is you might have to do some fighting even within yourself. Even though the story reads a little different than what I'm saying, it won't mean the difference, or it won't be something different. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaks. And he said, I will not let you go except you bless me. And he said unto him, What is your name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Your name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for as a prince you have power with God and with men, and have prevailed. And he blessed him. Now, this will be a dumb analogy, but if you need to picture Tyler Durden fighting himself, that might be what you need to do. There's just different things that people would not believe concern theirself. One is that you could be in more than one place at one time, and you will not believe that because you haven't understood the deeper things of even yourself. I'll get into that. But at the same time, God is also in you. So it is very, very much so. God was there fighting with Jacob. Parts of the being fighting. Matthew 22:30. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of God in heaven. So what makes you think that because you were here for a split second of time, that because you made some choices, that all of a sudden, oh wow, you get to go to the clubhouse, you get to be part of the group? It's just not that simple, but it is that simple. What was just gets to be what it will be. Why would you be as the angels of God in heaven? Because if you understand your true self, that inner man, that being that you have not seen with your eyes, then it's real easy. Matthew 18:10. Take heed that you despise not one of these little ones, for I say unto you that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. Catholics and whatnot, fairy tale people say, oh, you got guardian angels, they're assigned to look over you. Well, I'm going to break it to you like this today. That angel in heaven, that is yours, it is you. It's just a separate component of something you do not understand. So how could you be in two places at once? That's how. Don't think of it in terms of what you've learned down here. And You are separate at this time, but you're not. So if you're in two places at once, and that angel in heaven is a separate part of your being that is you, then everything going on in heaven, if you can connect back to your being, you would hear all the conversations going on in heaven right here where you sit. However, this is where Jesus Christ gets involved, that is the glue that connects both worlds, or Holy Ghost, the link between the two. So it's not you doing it. It still goes back to him. If you do have an angel that beholds the face of the Father all the time, it's just that you have been separated from that clothing or that part of your being. I know, big things to be saying, but when the pieces start coming together, not only do you start understanding God, you understand yourself and what this whole thing is about. You think that God sacrificed his only begotten son simply because you slapped your mama and called her a hoe? I didn't really do that. It's just part of my story to make the point of the piddly things that we really think we repented for. Did God sacrifice Jesus and then bring him back from the dead so that you could be forgiven of slapping your mama and calling her a hoe? Yeah, in a way. But if that's as far as you go, you've repented of nothing. If you slapped your mama and called her a hoe, it's not because you just acquired it in this life. It's because you already at one time tried to slap somebody and try to manhandle, and it didn't work. And since the foundation of the world, Christ has been in the world. And then Jesus showed up for just a little window of time, which is still one and the same, which is the ultimate result of what this is going to lead to, is that the marriage of the physical and the spiritual. Deep stuff, but that process, this process of this life, taking something that was, forming it into something totally new. As where angels are total spirit, they are just spiritual. Our blessing is we make it through this life and understand these things that are way beyond a book. That marriage will come back together, physical, spiritual, world, marriage combined. Then do the prodigal sons return. And everybody down here is in that category because only one didn't abandon ship, and he was always with the Father. Everybody else has a different story, and it's not they were true to Dad. Well, that's your dose of crazy for today. I didn't ask you for money. I didn't take up donations. I didn't make you go to a location and do goofy stuff on certain days of the week. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your time. Thanks for watching.